Hello, hello, and welcome back to Habitual. Today we have an arm and core workout. We are starting on our mat with some yoga, and then at the end we'll move into some Pilates movements to really kick up that strength aspect of the workout. So go ahead and get ready. You can add ankle weights if you would like. I am going no ankle weights, just working with body weight today. So I will meet you at the back of your mat whenever you're ready. You can pause this video, roll everything out, and we'll see you there. Meeting at the back of your mat, lift your right heel up off of the mat, coming onto your tippy toes. And exhale, lower your heel down. Inhale, lift your left heel up. And exhale, lower, feeling your heel ground into the mat. Inhale, lift your right toes up. Pull your foot forward, leaving your heel grounded. And then start to plant your sole. And then each of your toes down on the mat. Inhale, lift your left toes up. Pull the ball of your foot forward, leaving your heel planted. Slowly start to plant the left ball of your foot, fan your toes, and then plant each toe down on the mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, feeling both grounding in through your feet and link through your arms. And exhale, hands come out by your side. Go ahead and call in a sense of gratitude. That sense of gratitude for being able to show up on your mat today, for your body working in beautiful ways to keep you healthy, to keep you strong, to allow you to continue to become a better version of yourself every single day. Let the intention for today's practice be to take that gratitude for what you have access to, and shift that into discipline and motivation to move, to breathe, to reflect. And then as we move off of our mat, to love those around us. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out to the front of your mat, coming into a high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Start breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Walk to the top of your mat, coming into a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come through prayer, down through heart center and by your side. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. Coming into sunrise salutation, a forward fold on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, slight bend in your knees. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, coming into your chaturanga. Halfway down in your plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, sending your arm creases forward, opening your chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, step or hop to the top of your mat, coming into a halfway lift with that same inhale and exhale. Bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, hands come down through heart center in prayer posture, then down by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, plant your hands, step or hop into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, using your core to pull you back, sending your heels down into the mat. Inhale onto your tippy toes, step or hop to the top of your mat, coming into that halfway lift with your same inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Then into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead. Stretch nice and tall. Exhale, hands through heart center in prayer posture, and then down by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward. Plant your hands, step or hop into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Feeling the ends of your breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here for 3 breaths. Bend into your knees. Maybe bend into one knee at a time. Pedaling out your feet, 2 more breaths. Let me hear your breath. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose, finding stillness in your down dog. Bend into your knees, look forward. Inhale, hop to the top of your mat, coming into that halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center and by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Holding in your high plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Engaging your glutes, your quads, belly button in towards your spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Maybe shake your booty side to side. Sending that tailbone from left to right. Bending into your knees. Or keeping your knees straight. Here for 2 more breaths. Let me hear your breath. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale, feel that energy come into your legs and jump forward, coming into a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down in prayer through heart center and down by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hop back into plank, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift your right leg up, 3-legged plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chaturanga with your right leg floating, or plant your right foot, and then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Speeding it up a little bit, bend into your knees. Inhale, feel that energy. Lift your legs up, coming into a halfway lift at the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down by your side. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Flattening your back, tilting your sacrum forward just slightly. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, hop back, high plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, left leg lifts, 5, 4, good work, 3, 2. Exhale, shift forward, down into your chaturanga with that left leg floating. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, let me hear your breath as you send your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Heels are coming into the mat. Here for 2 more breaths. Feel that energy come up through your fingertips, your wrists, arms, upper and lower back. Sending it up through your hips. And at the same time, feeling energy rise up through the balls of your feet, through your calves, quads, hamstrings, and glutes. On your next inhale, feel that energy fill up your legs. Take a look forward, bend into your knees, and hop forward, coming into a halfway lift at the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down by your side. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Step back into a high plank. 5, 4, belly button in towards your spine, 2, 1, lift your right leg up, three-legged plank, 5, 4, 3, 2, point your right toe, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog, hips stay square towards the mat. Right foot is flexed, toes are going towards the ground. On your next inhale, shift forward, point your toes, bring your knee in towards your chest. And exhale, fallen warrior. Send your right foot through the space between your left hand and your left foot, shifting over into almost a side plank on the right arm. And exhale. Left hand comes down to the mat, right foot comes back up overhead, coming into that three-legged dog. And exhale, let the right foot come down to the mat. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, lift your left leg, beautiful work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Move through that chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Hips stay square towards the mat. Flexing your left toes towards the ground. This time on your next exhale, shift forward, point your toes, coming into cheetah on the left side. Inhale, send your left foot through, opening up for fallen warrior on your left side. Right hand comes up overhead, feeling your hips draw up towards the ceiling. And exhale, plant your right hand, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, gaze forward, float to the top of your mat, coming into a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Then into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down through prayer, down through heart center, and by your side. Taking one moment to pause here, feeling the energy pumping through your veins. Feeling the energy flow in your muscles, coming up through your feet, your calves, your quads, your core, your arms, your fingertips. Next, inhale, bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hop back into that high plank. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your right leg, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Shift forward, move through that chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward like a wave into a high plank. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your left leg, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Shift onto your toes, move through that chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Feeling your heels pull down towards the mat, pressing through the heels of your hands. Coming into a tall point at your hips. In this down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up into the air. And exhale, knee to nose cheetah. Inhale, send it through, fallen warrior. And exhale, plant your hand, lift your right leg back up. Let your heel hook back behind you, coming towards your glute, keeping your shoulders squared off towards the mat. And exhale, close your hips, bring your knee in towards your right elbow, and send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, three-legged dog on the left side. And exhale, knee to nose cheetah. Inhale, fall-in warrior. And exhale, close it up. Bring your left knee back in and up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Let your heel hook towards your glute, opening up your hip flexor. And exhale, close your hips, coming into that downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of your mat, coming into a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. One more round here, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, lift your right leg, three-legged plank, shoulders over wrist, fingertips pressing into the mat for 2, and 1. Plant your right foot. Lift it back up for that three-legged plank. Shift forward, come down through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Roll forward like a wave, coming into a high plank for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift your left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2. Shift forward, chaturanga. And inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose for cheetah. Inhale, open up, fallen warrior. On the right side, feel your chest open up towards the ceiling here. One more inhale. And exhale, plant your left hand, lift your right leg back up, three-legged dog. Hook your heel towards your glute, keeping your shoulders square with the mat. And exhale, close your hips, knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to right elbow. Last one, inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here. On your next inhale, shift forward, rolling into that high plank. Bend into your knees. Send your hips back into an active child's pose and downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Bend into your knees, active child's pose, and curl up, going into that downward facing dog. Finding some spinal waves here. 2 more rounds, moving with your breath. Inhale as you go into your downward facing dog. Exhale as you roll forward into your plank. Finishing here, inhale, downward facing dog. And exhale, heels towards the mat. Inhale, left leg raises up into three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, fallen warrior. Right arm peels up, opening your chest up towards the ceiling. And exhale, plant your right hand, lift your left leg back up, three-legged dog. Hook your heel towards your glute. And exhale, square your hips, shift forward, knee to nose, cheetah. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, both feet find the mat in downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Drop your knees to the mat and move down into a knees, chest, chin. Toes are tucked, knees are touching the mat, chest is touching the mat, and your chin is touching the mat as you gaze forward. Extend your feet out behind you. Inhale, high cobra. Exhale, bend into your elbows. And inhale, send your elbow creases forward. Exhale, bend into your elbows. Inhale, send your elbow creases forward. At your own pace, find these high cobra push-ups. Working on our triceps here as we control the bend down and the lift upwards by sending our elbow creases forwards and our tricep right by our rib cage. Not fanning out to the side or coming in, just right beside our rib cage. Here for 5. Beautiful work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up into that high cobra. And exhale, release your elbows down to the mat. Forehead comes down towards the mat. Your gaze is just beyond your nose to the ground. Neck is nice and long. Send your hands back beside you. Inhale, lift into locust. Your toes are up off of the mat, up through your quads. Maybe your quads are slightly touching the mat. Maybe they're completely lifted. Chin is slightly tucked. Here for 5. Here for 4, 3, 2, lower your feet, plant your hands under your shoulders, lift back up into a slightly bent high cobra. Bend your elbows down by your side and inhale, extend your elbow creases forward. Coming into that high cobra push-up one more time. We're here for 5, here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back down into a hover with your upper body over the mat. Sweep your hands back behind you towards your hips. Lift your feet up off of the mat, coming into that locust pose. Here for 5, here for 4. Beautiful, use your breath. Inhale, lift about 1 inch higher. And exhale, plant your hands slightly out in front of your shoulders. Press up into that high cobra, last round. Bend into your elbows and send your elbow creases forward. Bend into your elbows and then send the creases forward. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, bend into your elbows. Bring your forehead out to a hover over the mat. Chest is hovering. Hands sweep back behind you. Inhale, lift everything up. Hips are making contact with the mat, breathing into that low back, using your core and low back to lift your upper body, squeezing your glutes, your hamstrings, quads, and calves to hold up your lower body. 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, press up into a high plank, and exhale, walk your hands to the back of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Just a quick counter pose to the locust and high cobra posture we just had going on. We're gonna bend forward in our lower back region. Take your left elbow to your right hand and your right hand to your left elbow, and start to find a little sway side to side. Just releasing your low back, keeping a nice bend in your knees so that you don't overextend here. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to the mat. Inhale, slowly start to curl up, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you come into a Tadasana with your hands by your side, palms facing the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down in prayer through heart center and down by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come out by your side, coming into arm circles. Have your arms out towards the sides of your room and start to rotate your arms forward. Fingertips are stretched out nice and firmly, squeezing each finger together. Ab is engaged here. Plant your feet firmly down into the mat. Standing up tall through your legs, pull your feet apart like you're trying to rip your mat straight down the center. This is keeping our lower body engaged. Our pelvis is slightly tilted forward, keeping our lower abs engaged as we turn on our core. And then obviously your arms are doing all the work all by themselves. Not much mind muscle focus needed there. Shoulders should be working. Triceps, biceps. We're here for 30 more seconds. Nice and controlled, quick movements. Beautiful work. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions of your circles. Keeping the same abdominal and leg engagement here. Just switching directions of your arm circles. You are almost there. We're here for 30 more seconds. Keeping your shoulder blades coming down your back so your shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out, high plank. Here in your high plank, you can find shoulder taps, taking your right hand to your left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder, or step your feet out wide and then find your shoulder taps. This just makes it a little bit easier, giving you a wider stance for stability. The goal is to not shift your hips side to side wherever you are. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk it back. Come back into that forward fold at the back of your mat. Hands sweep up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out. This time, dropping down onto your knees. Knees are under your hips. Hands are under your shoulders. Lift your left leg up back behind you. Step your hands out about 6 inches, coming into an assisted high plank. Just meaning that your upper body is pretty much straight from knee to shoulders. Drop down into a chaturanga push-up with that leg lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your toes, send your hips backwards, and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Walk it back out, high plank. Drop your knees down to the mat, coming into that assisted high plank. Lift your right leg up, shift forward, chaturanga. Here you can keep your left foot on the mat, or if you like, you can lift your left toes up off of the mat. Here for 2 and 1. Tuck your toes, step back, and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back out, high plank. Here for 15 seconds. Inhale in, and let us hear your exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose, and audibly exhaling through your nose. Inhale. One more, inhale. And exhale, drop your knees wide, cross your feet, rock onto your back. Shifting forward, coming towards the center of your mat. You can plant your feet out in front of you, hands back behind you. On an inhale, lift up into a crab position. Kick your right foot out, left foot out. Coming into crab kicks, keeping your hips up high. We're here for 20. Good work. Squeezing your glutes, sending your hip bones up towards the ceiling. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit your hips down on the mat. Bring your knees in towards your chest and rock side to side. Massaging out your low back. And then when you're ready, start to rock forwards and backwards. Cross your feet, rock onto your hands and knees. Step back, high plank, here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and walk your hands back. Hands raised up overhead, speeding it up here. Walk your hands back out to the front. High plank, shoulder taps, here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, good work, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back, send your hands up overhead, and forward fold, walk it out, high plank, drop your knees down to the mat, lift your left leg up, right foot can come up, or stay planted, come into those chaturanga push-ups for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your toes, step back, downward dog, and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out to the front of the mat. Drop your knees down. Lift your right leg. Or left toes can be lifted or stay glued to the mat. Up to you. Drop down and lift. Drop and lift. 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out to the front of the mat. High plank, holding here. We have 6 breaths here. Feel that energy come in through your nose, go down to your hands, strengthening your shoulders and your biceps, your triceps. Next, inhale comes down into your core, strengthening the abdominal muscles, holding you up here, giving life to your lungs. Next, inhale, send that energy down through your hips, your quads, hamstrings, and calves. One more inhale. And exhale, drop your knees down to the mat, rock onto your bum. Send your hips out forward. Plant your feet, and then bring your hands back behind you. 2 breaths here, and then we're lifting up for our crab kicks. I am starting to sweat a little bit. I hope you are as well. Press into your feet, lift up, crab kicks. Kick your right foot out, then your left foot out, keeping your foot flexed while you kick here, so it's not flopping around. Your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Hips are lifted high, squeezing through your glutes. Chin is slightly tucked, but keeping your neck long so you're not up looking at your feet. Just looking towards the top corner of your room, maybe even your ceiling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause for a 3 breath hold. Rocking onto your back, rocking side to side. We have one more round here. On your next inhale, start to rock forwards and backwards, coming onto your bum, cross your feet, step back, high plank, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back out, coming into your shoulder taps. Hands are under your shoulders. Feet are either hips distance apart or a little wider to help with the stability and balance. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 more seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands to the back of the mat, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back out, high plank, drop your knees down, lift your left leg, right toes come up off of the mat, chaturanga for 5, for 4, belly button in towards your spine. A lot of stability is required here with that right foot lifted. And last one, tuck your toes, step back, downward facing dog, walk your hands to the back of the mat, sweep them up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back out, high plank here. Drop your knees down to the mat, lift your right leg for extra stability. Work, lift your left leg or left toes up. Come down into those chaturanga push-ups. Working on our triceps here, giving the backs of our arms some nice shape and strength. Here for 2 more. Keep your breath. Your breath is taking you through each of these movements. Walk your hands back, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, plant your hands, walk back out. Here for a 6th breath, hold. In through your nose, and out through your nose. This breath is called an Ujjayi breath in yoga. It helps build that internal temperature. It gives you a single point of focus, making these harder holds, harder postures, more doable by just bringing your attention away from what is hard to your breath, what is natural. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat and drop your hips down. Come onto your back. We're gonna take a 3 breath pause, rocking side to side here. One more inhale. And exhale. Rock forward, coming onto your glutes. Press your feet into the mat, hands back behind you. Hands are directly under your shoulders. Lift your hips up. Come into those crab kicks. Pressing into all parts of your hand, the heel of your hand, the ball of your hand, fingertips. Pressing through the heels of your feet, turning on your hamstrings and your glutes. We're here for 10, 9, belly button in towards your spine, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hips down to the mat, rock onto your back, rocking side to side. And then come back onto your back, rock forwards and backwards, cross your feet, step back, high plank, last high plank hold here for this circuit, here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Take your hands under your feet, letting your toes rest near the crease of your wrist on the little heel of your hand. Maybe you start to wiggle your toes, massaging out your hand with your tippy toes, pressing into the ball of your feet, massaging out the middle part of your hand with the ball of your foot. Then bring your hand out just a little bit so that the ball of your foot can massage out the base knuckles on your fingers. Your toes wiggle on the middle of your hand. And then applying just a little bit of pressure as you release your hands to your fingertips. And plant your hands down on the mat. Let your chest drape forward over your quads. Breathing here, inhale. And exhale, release into this forward fold. Inhale here. And exhale, release into this forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, lifting up into a tall Tadasana. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, walk your hands out to the front of the mat, coming into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of your mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come out to the side, coming into those arm circles. One last time here. Rotating your arms forwards first. Fingers are stretched out to the side, shoulder blades down your back so that the shoulders are away from your ears. We're here for 30 more seconds. Plant your feet firmly into the mat. Pulling your feet apart keeps your lower body turned on. Pelvis slightly tucked, keeping your core turned on. That's it. You are so close to done with this workout. I'm so proud of you for showing up on your mat today. Let's get those arms just a little bit more work. Last few minutes. And switch directions up your arm circles. You are almost there. Here for 30 more seconds. That's it. Here for 5. 30, turn to 5 real quick. There you go, almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down by your side at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, shift forward, high plank, lifting your right leg up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, send it through, fallen warrior. Inhale here. And exhale, plant your hand, lift your right leg back up. Downward facing dog. Plant your right foot down to meet your left. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Lift your left leg up, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to chest, cheetah. Inhale, triangle, or fallen triangle. Send your foot through, hand up overhead. And exhale, hand plants down into the mat. Lift your left leg back up, three-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Find shoulder taps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Sweep up overhead and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back out. Drop down onto your knees. Lift your left leg up. Right foot comes to a hover. Drop for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down onto your chest this time. Planting your legs down on the mat. Hands come back behind you. Inhale, lift for that locust pose. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift up into a high plank. Drop your knees down, lift that right leg up. Left toes come up off of the mat. Come into your chaturanga for 5, 4 more, 3, 2, and last one. This time, lower down onto your belly. Hands stay planted into the mat. Lift up into that high cobra. Drop your elbows down to your side and lift. For high cobra push-ups, we have 10 here. 2, and 1. Bend into your knees, walk your hands back, tuck your toes under, come into a forward fold, lift your hands up overhead, and exhale, forward fold, walk your hands back out. 6 breath, hold in that high plank. Last one here for 6 breaths. In through the nose and out through your nose. Last high plank of the day, and that's a promise. Belly button in towards your spine. Stitch together each of your ribs, building a strong armor, protecting all of your internal organs here. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Drop your knees, cross your feet, rock onto your back. Plant your hands, plant your feet, lift up, crab kicks. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your hips down to the mat. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And exhale, full body stretch. On your next inhale, roll over onto your right side, coming into fetal posture. Taking 2 breaths here. And inhale, press up, coming into a seated posture to close out our practice today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Habitual. I hope you enjoyed getting a little sweat on with this yoga Pilates mashup arm and core workout. We will see you back here tomorrow. Feel free to stack this workout with any other on our playlist, or just come back and sweat again with us tomorrow.